Good. In Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, you're Nick Matau, right?
What do you think about Saudi Arabia? Oh, yeah, I am Nick Matau. How do you know me?
Yeah, I've
They
seen.
know me in Saudi Arabia?
I'm not a
Shit,
Saudi, by the way.
fucking cooked.
I'm not a Saudi.
Yeah.
I'm from India.
Oh, well, I
Yeah,
don't
I
know.
was born here.
Are you in Saudi Arabia?
Yeah, I am in Saudi Arabia. Yeah.
Gotcha.
I saw the debate between you and Daniel Hakikachu. That's how I know you.
Gotcha. Well, thank you for the support, I guess. I don't know.
Support?
Are you
Why
Muslim?
would I support you, sir? Yeah, I'm a Muslim.
You're supporting me by watching regardless. It doesn't matter if you like me or not, but it supports.
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah, I'm a Muslim, answering.
So why do you live in Saudi Arabia?
I was born here. My parents came here in 80s. Yeah.
Do you have citizenship there?
No.
How come they don't give you citizenship if you were born there?
They can do whatever they want, right? Like that's the policy. They
Yeah,
don't
but
give
why?
Easily. Like,
what's their reason?
What do you mean? What's the reason? Yeah, culturally and yeah, racial supremacy.
We all know the reason.
What's the reason?
So it's an apartheid.
Apartheid. Okay.
Yeah, they take one group because of an ethnicity, and they don't give them equal rights under the same government. That's the definition of apartheid.
They are not basically. We are not. I'm not decimated. I'm not marginalized. Okay, I have free healthcare. I have medical.
I didn't ask if you were, right? But you don't have all the same rights, correct?
That's not the case with the Israelis, right? Sorry, the Palestinians, right?
It's not what I'm asking. I'm not. You're changing the subject, right?
No,
I can argue about that, but it's a
basically
different
going
subject.
to that road. Exactly, that's the case, right?
It has nothing to do with it. You're changing the subject because you're afraid to answer. You're under an apartheid because you're not Arab, so they don't give you citizenship.
Subject
even though you were born there. Well, you told me. You said you were born there, you lived there, you still live there, and they don't give you equal rights.
I don't have
because
ICE
you're
on
Indian.
my back. Even the people who had U.S. passport, they were basically decimated by the ICE. That's not the case here. I can still walk on the streets.
Again, your argument right now is because you think bad things are happening elsewhere. It's okay for them to treat you differently. That's your argument right now. Even if I agreed with you about ICE, what does that have to do?
I'm not discriminated here.
No, I know you're not.
There are a lot of Americans here. Why do they come here in the first place? Yeah, a lot of Americans working in Aramco.
My question, I can
strawman you too, man.
That's fine. It's not, but that's not what strawman means. But anyways, I'm just asking you, why is it
Americans not working in Aramco?
It's because you're an Indian. You keep trying to interrupt because you don't want to hear the full question.
No, you are.
I got you. Americans live there. That's fine.
Yeah, go on.
Well, no, I'm not. I'm still trying to get the same question out, right? About the apartheid you live under. You said you were born there. You live there. Yeah. You still live there. And you said you have equal rights. You don't, because they will not give you citizenship.
Sure. Why are Americans coming here to work in Aramco? Maybe good.
Yeah, a lot of people.
Good paycheck, free medical. That's not the case. The money is not sent to Israel. The taxpayer is not. The money is not sent to Israel.
Well, actually, they still pay taxes to an American company, so it does go to Israel. That's not true, but nonetheless, it doesn't really matter because it's a change of subject. Nobody brought up Israel. No. If they're Americans, they still pay taxes, right?
To the Saudi government.
Yeah.
Wet tax, 15%.
Sure. No. Wait, so they don't even get citizenship and they still have to pay taxes to them? Do you pay taxes to the Saudi government?
Like 15% tax on everything you buy and stuff like that.
And they don't give you citizenship?
No. Yeah, I don't have any problem. Yeah, I do have the premium residency, sure.
But they will never give you citizenship ever.
No. Unless I pull up $2 or $3 billion or $500 million as investment or something. Yeah, probably.
Jeez. So they care more about money than they do about ethnicity.
No, that's investment.
Right. So they care more about money.
Like probably you have, if you set up a business, something which basically benefits you and the government themselves. Yeah, you will get the citizenship. Sure. I'm not a billionaire.
Have you ever heard of Stockholm Syndrome?
No.
Okay. Should look up Stockholm Syndrome.
Sure, I will.
But okay, so if you were to be able to pay your
maybe
way
you should also see how many
rakats
rakats are there in Sahih Bukhari. Oh no, that's the unit of prayers. Sorry. Is that right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, sure.
Why are you changing the subject every time I'm trying to talk about you being an Indian in Saudi Arabia?
Why are you?
Yeah, I'm not Muslim and I don't speak Arabic. It's fine, but you speak Arabic, yes, I assume.
Not that fluently, sure. What's your point?
You've been in Saudi your whole life and you don't speak Arabic fluently?
No, I don't.
Okay, it's a little weird, but all right,
Enough
fine.
to
But you speak it enough, I guess.
enough to buy groceries and stuff like that. Yeah, and stuff like that.
Right. So you speak it enough. You're Muslim, right?
And
you were born there. Pretty much everything other than Arab, and so
I don't know
therefore
what
they
you're
will
doing
not
here,
ever
man.
treat
Exactly.
you
I
the same.
don't. Okay, that's exactly the subject you're
Nothing.
talking
I just
about.
wanted to know.
I am basically marginalized. I'm decimated. I am. That's what you're saying.
No, it's. I don't really care. I mean, I just never met an Indian in Saudi Arabia. I've
So
connected
why
with some
are
people in Saudi
you
Arabia,
don't
but
care?
they've all
Then
been
why are you
Arab. So
talking
I've
about it? That I'm
taking the
not
opportunity to
apartheid.
learn.
Huh?
I don't care because I don't know you. It doesn't affect me. I'm simply asking so that way I have
I'm telling
information.
you
right? Because
something
you're the
which you
first
do not
time.
know. I have free medical. I have education funded by the Saudi government, and that's the thing. A lot
That's
of
awesome.
Saudis basically
That's
studying in
great.
the U.S. basically, they fund their
That's
semester
awesome.
fees.
I
Yeah,
didn't
sure.
say that they do everything bad. I simply said they'll never give you the same
What is your
rights, which is
point?
an accurate statement.
Yeah, I do not have equal
Again,
rights. Yeah,
you've
sure.
already.
I cannot vote here in many of the places. Yeah, sure. What's your point?
Okay. That's great. And you're okay with that?
Yeah, I'm okay with that. Sure. It's better than me
Okay.
being in India.
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay. I've been to India multiple times. It's better. You know what's going on in India right now. Like
Okay.
a lot of chaos economically and, politically. It's better here.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's I'm sure it is. That's awesome. I mean, that's not really a high bar to set, India. But okay, cool. That's
Yeah.
awesome, man. I'm glad you're okay with that.
Like yeah, I'm okay with it. Like Egypt. Egypt is also a Muslim dominant country. It's my mom's from Egypt, and it's a problem. It's a problematic country. I know that, but you speak with a lot of people who basically, by the way, are idiots. Okay, and you think,
Oh, I agree.
yeah, they
That's
are
true.
retarded. They're stupid, and you feel better about yourself by speaking to them, and that's the case. And
You're right. I feel great right now.
yeah, you feel so
That's true.
great. Maybe not if when you talk with Daniel Hakikachu again, probably. He may ask you again, how many rakats are
Yeah.
there in Sahih
87
al-Bukhari? 20,000 hadiths, really, man?
So I can answer that. Yeah, no, of course I read 20,000. I can answer that since you're so curious. First off, 87%, even people on his own side said I won, and his own comment section said I did. But okay, fine. You think he really won, even though he couldn't stick
No, I
to
did
the
not say
subject.
he won.
I'll answer about the rakat. You did. You just said unless you speak with Daniel Kikaju, who I destroyed. But I'll go ahead and answer your question about the rakat. So yes, I have read 20,000 hadith, but I also don't speak Arabic. And I've read the Quran twice, but that's not the same thing as
But he already made
studying
the
Islam
point,
in
bro,
the
that
purpose.
only the
Hold on
unique
one
hadiths
second.
are
I will
7,000 hadiths,
explain.
right?
I got it. But first off, nobody ever said anything about unique hadiths. Just because I read an entire book and there's sentences that might repeat doesn't mean I didn't read the entire book, right? So it's a stupid point. But nonetheless, let me just finish the point, okay? I did not study in the sense that a Muslim who is trying to be Muslim, right? Someone who converts, they would study differently and they would care more about rakat. Do you think I give a shit about how you guys bend over and the specific way you guys bend over 5 times a day? I don't care.
Why did you
so when
say
you ask
that?
a non-Muslim like
I
myself,
don't know, man. I'm not sure. Basically, you're referring to
because I
something
didn't.
as you're saying you're trying to show that you know what is rakah is.
So
Right?
I'll answer. So what
Yeah.
the point is it was a deceptive question, which Muslims a lot of the times are deceptive. It was a
Deceptive
deceptive question to
really,
try
man?
to prove I didn't. Let me just finish and you'll
Why did you
understand.
say that? I don't
If
know how many rakah.
I have
I'm
to
not
I
sure.
have to answer. You have to let me
You could
finish so
simply
you
say that
understand. You keep cutting me
I
off.
do not know what rakat is. Continue.
But I did say that and he kept asking, right? So this
Mhm.
is the answer. I have heard of rakat before, and in my mind when he asked the question, because first Daniel Hakikaju got it wrong. He said how many surah, and I'm like, I thought surah was chapters. And then when he realized that was stupid, then he switched and said how many rakat. In my mind, I was like, I know I've heard of rakat. I thought it was a unit thing, but in my mind, I don't know
No,
what I
you did
don't
not.
know. Fair? And so
Yeah.
I thought, 1 second, please. And so what I said to him was, look, I don't know what you're talking about. You can go back and watch it. It's on my YouTube. I said multiple times, I don't really know what you're talking about. And he thinks it's like this big gotcha. But the thing is me
Yeah, he
reading
got you.
hadith after
You're basically
hadith. 1
justifying.
second, please.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's not about that. I'm trying to answer you, but you keep because you know I'm making a point, so you're trying to cut off the point. So what I'm saying is I kept answering over and over, but the point is that wasn't even the subject. So if the best thing that Daniel was able to say in the whole entire debate was something that had nothing to do with the subject, that's how he lost the debate. And you even admitted you agree he didn't win. But the point is, right, is that answering this question of like how many to cut, I don't study Islam on, like when I read the word rakat, it's not like I'm like, oh, I wonder what that is. When I read Islam, it's to figure out what did the Prophet do during his life and what are the things that I find to be wrong because I debate against Islam.
Sure.
I don't really give a shit how people bend over and how many I don't care. Why would I? I'm not Muslim. So it's just a deceptive question to try to laugh and be like, oh, he doesn't know.
So Muslims are the only one who bend, basically? That's what you're saying?
I never said that. That's a straw man argument. That's actually what a straw man is. No, I don't think Muslims are the only ones. I simply said I don't care how Muslims do it. And he knows that. He was just trying to make a joke that Muslims would be able to laugh at. But in reality, let me ask you, legitimately, why would a non-Muslim give a shit exactly how a Muslim prays and how many units he does? Why would I care? A non-Muslim.
I did not
Why would he
say
care?
that. You're the one who said that. Why would I care that Muslims bend in a weird way or something like that? You said that.
Well, you're trying to make fun of me for not knowing how many were caught. Like, why would it matter? I wouldn't know because I'm not Muslim.
Yeah, because you make crazy claims,
right?
Like even you make yourself like smarter than the born Muslims.
Sure. What claim have I made that's so crazy? And then we'll talk about it.
Yeah, obviously, I still believe that you read like 20,000 hadiths, even though there are like 7,000, 8,000 unique hadiths in Sahih Muslim and Bukhari combined.
But I've read more than Sahih Muslim and Sahih al-Bukhari. I also read Abu Dawood, and I've read all of them. And so you can say, well, there's only this many unique. Fine. If I said I've read, how many unique between the first 4 books? Tell me, how many are unique? Go ahead.
I don't know, man.
So how do you know how many I've read? And
but
also, why would it matter if I've read the same
sentence? Because you have read 20,000 hadiths, so you tell me.
Well, Daniel got it wrong. I told him that the original hadiths go into over hundreds of thousands to 1 million, and they brought it back down. And he said that was wrong, and all his comment section was wrong too. But that's actually correct. It even says it in Sunnah that there were so many and they brought them down. So he actually got that wrong. But that being said, my question to you is I have read 15 to 20,000. Just because you're saying, yeah, but the unique is actually 10,000, it's just stupid. I still read 15. I sat down and I read. It took many months, but I read 15 to 20,000. You guys trying to play this weird, like, well, the 20,000 is actually 10. Like, who cares? I still read it, did I not?
Okay. So what is the procedure?
Do you agree that I read it regardless?
How Muslims carry out the burial of a deceased? You must know that then, right?
Why are you changing the subject right now?
If you read the hadith, then you should know that, right?
So sure, let me answer you this. If I've read 15 to 20,000 hadith, is that the same thing as me memorizing 15 to 20,000 hadith? Can you just answer that without deflecting? Is that the same thing as me memorizing them?
I'm not asking you the specific numbers or the specific. You can paraphrase it, right? If you've read it, you would know.
I know how they did it with the Prophet Muhammad. Sure, I can answer how they did with the Prophet Muhammad. There's a hadith, and I believe it's Sahih Muslim. I don't know the number, but I can find it. They said that they took out his organs and washed them, and they separated his arms and legs.
But that's not what I asked you. The procedure of a Muslim.
I understand, right? So what I'm going to answer you. So when I read all these hadith, I marked down, and I have an entire note section of all 4 books. I marked down the ones that I found the most interesting. That's not one of the ones I marked down because that's not interesting.
You're saying everything,
so what you're doing is that I'm almost done.
Yeah.
I understand. There's one more
because
thing.
You do not know.
What you're doing is the same thing. You're still trying to interrupt me.
You interrupted me, bro.
That's what I'm trying to answer.
And you're basically
no. You asked me a question. I didn't see.
And you're doing
you guys crash out every single time.
Answering the question. You're deflecting.
I am answering. How do you know if you don't hear the whole thing?
And you went to the Prophet.
I understand. Yeah. I'm trying to tell you right now that when I went through the hadiths, I marked down the ones I found interesting. That's not one of the ones I found. So I don't have every hadith memorized, including the one you're asking me about. I don't know what it says because you guys, and this is the deception that Muslims do. You guys ask a question that you know I wouldn't care about. So you're like, hey, tell me how I do this. Tell me how I do it as a Muslim.
So I'm asking the legitimate question.
Let me ask you something.
No, was my question deceptive? Like, if you're saying Daniel is deceptive question, I'm asking you a simple question.
I'm trying to tell you how.
Of Burial. How
Sure.
Muslims bury their dead.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't remember because I don't care.
No, because
Does
you
that make
are
sense?
lying.
Because why would I
Respectfully, you just
care?
make claims, big
Okay.
claims. That's it.
So
You're a
why
Talmud
would
fan.
that mean I'm lying? Because I don't have every hadith memorized.
No, if you read 20,000 hadiths, there are tons of hadiths on burial.
Have you read Sahih al-Bukhari? Have you read Sahih al-Bukhari?
Yes, I've read it, but not in the way you claim. I've not read
Okay,
20,000
great.
hadiths.
No. Have you read?
I've not read
Did you? No, it's
20,000
not 20.
hadiths.
Sahih al-Bukhari doesn't have 20,000. Sahih
Yeah.
al-Bukhari has
I've not read
7,500. And if you're
20,000
talking about
hadiths.
unique, it's. I didn't ask if you did. I asked if you read Sahih al-Bukhari. Have you read it? Okay, perfect.
I had a look into it, sure, but not. You're trying to flip this over me, right?
So great. You just said you read it.
You're trying
Jesus
to.
Christ, this guy really cannot answer a question. You said you
That's the
read
same
it. I'm going to
thing,
prove
man.
to
You
you
did
how
not
does
answer my
reading something does
question.
not mean you're still trying.
You could just
I
say.
did. I said I don't know that one.
That okay. I do not remember. But even though I think, yeah, you're lying, sure.
But I did say that. But I did say that.
After saying
I
tons
said
of
exactly
bullshit,
that.
sure.
You just keep trying to interrupt. No, I said that from the very beginning.
Come on,
So
man.
now that I've answered your question,
that is
you
the
said
way-
you've read Sahih al-Bukhari. Don't run away. Don't run away. You said you read Sahih
You are
al-Bukhari.
running
I'm going to
away.
prove to you that
I'm not. I
just
did not read
because
the
you-
whole thing
okay,
like you
keep-
do. You said okay.
You said you read all of Sahih al-Bukhari.
Have I read all the?
I asked
all
you,
the
and you said
Sahih
yes.
al-Bukhari? No. No.
Not all the hadith. Sahih al-Bukhari. Do you not know what Sahih
I
al-Bukhari
know
is?
Sahih al-Bukhari. Yeah. What's your point?
Right.
Yeah.
Have you read it? You said
So
yes.
you're gonna flip the conversation on me.
Okay,
The same
perfect.
question that I asked you. Yeah. Tell me.
Yeah. Just one. Yeah. Just
Wait.
trying to run away. Okay. My question to you: what do you tell me? What Muhammad called black people? Their faces specifically. What did he call them?
Okay, you've read about it. Tell me. You're getting cut off, man.
Well, my point is to you.
I cannot hear you. Am I audible?
Hear me? Hello?
Yes. Yes. Continue. I'm not running
Yes,
away.
Hear you. Internet.
Yeah, but you could just repeat what you just
Okay.
said. Few
I feel like
seconds.
it's delayed right now because your internet's messed up. That I feel like you're not hearing.
Well, I'm not doing that intentionally, bro.
Is that you said you don't remember a certain hadith, even though you have read Sahih al-Bukhari?
I did not
And
claim to be a
so-
Chad, bro. Yes, I read hadiths. I read tons of hadiths, but not 20,000 hadiths like you. So you're basically flipping that same thing upon me. Can't hear you, man.
Someone is I care. And I read that I ones that straight up said he slept with a 9-year-old because that sticks out to me, Muslim or not.
Okay.
That sticks out to me, right? That's why
Insults
you
you.
guys asked like you were question that wouldn't.
I can't hear you, man. What was the age of consent in the U.S. state of Delaware? 7 years old. If you can hear that. If she was the only victim of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, then
lying.
okay.
And
Can you name me other victims? I cannot hear him. I cannot hear a thing you're saying, man.
It's way too that sucks, dude. Okay. Or you just cut your internet off because you were losing the debate. So you're trying to
okay. I can hear you now. I can hear you now.
We'll do that.
Okay, you can say this. My hands are right here.
All right.
Okay, and I'm recording this too, and I'm not doing that intentionally. Yeah, that's the thing. You're a coward. Sure. Hello, dude. Oh man. Okay, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. He skipped. Okay, I did not skip.